Hey guys, welcome to Smack Talk Wrestling Reviews. I am your host Boise, and this is NXT TakeOver WarGames 2. Can WarGames 2 live up to what happened last year? Can it live up to the brilliant NXT TakeOver shows we've had this year alone? Well, let's find out. So we kicked off NXT TakeOver WarGames 2 with a bit of a surprise. The King of Bros, Matt Riddle, comes out to the ring. A bit of a surprise. Rumours were having it about Matt Riddle and Kassius Ohno were going to have their match on NXT TakeOver WarGames 2, but he got bumped to NXT. They had a bit of an altercation on the kickoff show where William Regal announced they would have a match on NXT on Wednesday, aka after NXT WarGames, where they do some filming for the show as well. Matt comes out, calls out Kassius Ohno, and Kassius Ohno comes out. This literally lasted 7 seconds of this match, and Matt Riddle, kick to the face, 1, 2, 3, bro, he wins. Now, I know a lot of people, if this was on the main roster, they would go mental. But let's be honest, Kassius Ohno being known as the knockout artist, taking on a former UFC fighter, a indie star like Matt Riddle, and getting his ass kicked in about 7 seconds actually works out great for storytelling, because let's be honest, we know this feud isn't over, but this is a big blow and it just shows how impactful Matt Riddle will be for the NXT brand. So I'm going to give this match a 7 out of 10. I know a 7-second match getting a 7 out of 10 marking, but it's adding to storylines, and let's be honest, you just didn't expect it. The next match we got was a 2 out of 3 falls for the NXT Women's Championship match. This was Shayna Baszler, the champion, taking on the former NXT Women's Champion Kairi Sane. This was bloody brilliant for a match. I've got to say, I was a bit worried that it was going to get eclipsed by all the other matches, but no, this held its own and it was a bloody fantastic match. Shayna Baszler got the first pin. This was all thanks to her friends getting involved, Maria and Jasmine, 2 out of the 4 horsewomen of MMA. They got involved to help Shayna again get a pinfall. Shayna put Kairi into the lock. Kairi had to tap out. She had to tap out to save some energy. Then Kairi managed to take out all the women, getting involved, Jasmine, Maria and Shayna, quick succession, using the insane elbow, get another pin that allows give it 1-1, one last pinfall, and this is where it got interesting. Shayna and her friends really tried to distract the referee, getting quite involved in that. When one was distracting the referee, the other was taking Kairi Sane out with Shayna. This caused Dakota Kai to come out, who's had issues with Shayna Baszler from the start. Obviously, that didn't help too much. The numbers game did get involved in this. Then Io Shirai, the runner-up from this year's Mae Young Classic, came out, did a beautiful moonsault, taking out all the women who weren't involved in that match. And that was just absolutely brilliant. It looked like Kairi was about to get the victory with another insane elbow, but no. Shayna Baszler managed to turn it around on herself, pull up a great flip, which it looked like, for me, on my angle, which I was watching it at home, it looked like Kairi got her left shoulder up. It did for me. It looked like it was there. But no, the referee counted to 3. Shayna got it just by the grip of her teeth, but my god, this was a brilliant match. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. It bloody brilliant. If that's the final match between the two, they've honestly done a fact. This could go up there with the Bayley Sasha Banks feuds over the years. That's how good this match was. Next up, we got the grudge match of Alistair Black versus Johnny Gargano. what a bloody match this was. I was hoping this would be the match of the night, but oh my god, this between the WarGames match was bloody brilliant. I keep saying it's brilliant because that's what WarGames 2 was. This whole pay-per-view was brilliant. Johnny Gargano and Alistair Black just tore down the show. They literally it was a brutal assault on each man, able to pull out absolutely fantastic moves. If you're looking at technical wrestling, you should look at these two guys. They are two of the best in-ring wrestlers in the world, and they just put on a clinic of a match. There was so much subtitle in the way they performed their moves. Johnny Gargano about to use a DIY move because Johnny's just going further and further into the darkness, just like Tommaso Ciampa did. He's literally turning into the man he hates the most. Alistair Black, the devil's on his shoulder, and he's whispering and telling him to take out Johnny Gargano for what he did to him. This was brilliant. Fade to Black twice with the knee on. Oh man, this was, again, I keep saying it was brilliant, but this is the must-watch match of TakeOver WarGames for me. It just had everything. Great story going in, fantastic in-ring storytelling in the match, and the conclusion at the end when Alistair Black is folded his legs looking at Johnny Gargano, and it's just that image of, I have got my revenge on this man. And let's be honest, if Alistair Black gets pulled up to the main roster soon, this would be a good swan song for him to say goodbye to the NXT community. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10, guys. Worth checking out. Bloody brilliant. Next up, we had the NXT Championship match. Tommaso Ciampa, the champion, taking on Velveteen Dream. This was another brilliant match. Now, this was in-ring storytelling at its best here. Tommaso Ciampa really reluctant to give away Goldie to the referee for the match. That's what he calls the NXT title. Dream dressed up as Hollywood Hulk Hogan, which got a big pop, which was great. I think every time Velveteen Dream comes to an NXT TakeOver show, and he dresses up as one of the vintage wrestlers like Ric Flair, Hogan, ravishing. It just tells you. I just can't wait to see who he dresses up as next. I'm hoping he dresses up as the Dream one day, or maybe someone like Shawn Michaels. The new generation Shawn Michaels. That would be a great way. But the match itself was brilliant. Every single move nearly Dream was using, he was pulling from legends. Figure 4, the leg drop. He just absolutely stole the show. Tommaso Ciampa was selling the leg. Tommaso Ciampa had to unloose it, take his shoe off because it causing him issues. Actually, no, he tried to, again, let's get this right. He had to unloosen his boot because of the figure 4 leg lock on both the ring post and in the ring several times. It looked like Dream was going to get it with the purple Rainmaker. It didn't. Ciampa did get the victory. It was a hard fought match. He got a DDT onto the metal plate between both rings, knocking out Velveteen Dream. 1, 2, 3. Tommaso Ciampa's still our NXT champion, but what a bloody match. And I hope to God Velveteen Dream gets a title shot sometime sooner rather than later again, because he has earned that, being in that top spot. He was bloody brilliant. So yeah, the match itself is going to get an 8 out of 10. Not as good as not as good as what we've had with Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, but a brilliant match nonetheless. So yeah, this moves us on to the main event. the WarGames itself. We had the Undisputed Era of Adam Cole, baby, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish. On the babyface team, we had Ricochet, Pete Dunne, and the War Raiders. This was brilliant. Adam Cole started off the match for the Undisputed Era, and Ricochet started off for the babyface team. And this was a hard-hitting match from start to finish. It looked like Adam Cole was getting the advantage. He did get a huge advantage, nearly knocking out Ricochet before the WarGames. So the WarGames is quite a complicated match to explain. So the match technically doesn't start until the last man leaves the cage and gets into the steel, the shark cage into the steel cage, and that's when the match officially starts. But during all of that, you're beating up your opponents with weapons, trying to kill each other beforehand to get your team an advantage. Now, the team who has the shorter time period, which was Undisputed Era, because they beat Hansen last week on NXT, they had the first person coming out with a shorter time period. So this was interesting to see how this all went. It was a great build-up. Everyone looked a bit shocked when it was Kyle O'Reilly. He came out next because he got pushed out. It looked like he got pushed out. It looked like there was a bit of confusion there. He ran out, helped Adam Cole take out Ricochet for a while. Then the War Raiders, Hansen, came out next. That was really good. Then Roderick Strong was next out for Undisputed Era. That's when Undisputed Era's numbers started really taking advantage over Hansen and Ricochet. Every time a new man came out, it felt like the game had changed slightly. Then the last member of War Raiders came out. He came out. He took out everyone in Undisputed Era in no time. And then finally for Undisputed Era, it was none other than Bobby Fish. But Bobby Fish, before he got into the ring, got the padlock from his shark cage, locked Pete Dunne's cage with an extra padlock, took the key off a referee and chucked it. This gave a huge advantage for Undisputed Era. Before Bobby Fish got in, he got the Undisputed Era steel chairs out, and they started demolishing the babyface team. Luckily enough, after a while, when the referees couldn't unlock the second padlock, they ran to the back, got some bolt cutters, and took it out. Pete Dunne came in absolutely and destroyed Undisputed Era with some kendo sticks thrown in, some bins, everything. The match didn't officially start until Pete Dunne got into the steel cage, but he was just chucking in weapons for his team. This really turned the tide for a while, and then the carnage really started. This was absolutely mind-blowing what techniques we saw. Massive suplexes with pretty much nearly everyone off the cage going into the ring, the first ring. A Ricochet triple moon flip from top of the cage. That was just mental. Like, literally, it looked like Ricochet banged the back of his neck when he came down. That just looked dangerous. Roderick Strong just absolutely just destroying each tag team, from O'Reilly and Bobby Fish using their former finisher, to Roderick Strong and O'Reilly using their current finisher, to the War Raiders using their finisher. It was just an absolutely mental match. Adam Cole looked like he was about to, again get the victory, but no. Pete Dunne and Ricochet both took out Adam Cole and allowed both pinned him at the same time. 1, 2, 3. The babyfaces won. Undisputed Era lost this time around at WarGames. But what a bloody match. It was so much content in there, guys. I could only describe so much to you. But my God, it was friggin' brilliant. I'm going to give this match a 9 out of 10 as well. But it's just so chaotic. It's brilliant. I can't praise it enough. And there you go, guys. That was WarGames 2. What did I think? Best NXT TakeOver pay-per-view this year, by far. Probably one of the best, by far. It just stole the whole weekend already. I cannot see Survivor Series beating that. That was how good TakeOver was. So the final score for TakeOver WarGames 2 is going to get a awesome 9 out of 10, a must see from me. But what was your favourite part of NXT TakeOver? Leave it in the comments below, and if you do like our videos, please like, subscribe and press the bell to keep notified. Ding! And if you do want to follow me on Twitter, you can do. It's at Boise88. If you want to follow the channel, it's at Smack Talk YouTube. That's a U and a tube. And I will see you guys next time on Survivor Series results.